joining us for Studio 512 today. It's the 15th anniversary of Paddle for Puppies. It's a collaboration between Austin Subaru, Rowing Dock, and Austin Pets Alive. Joining us now are Maddie Young with APA and Alini Ferreira with Austin Subaru. And we're happy to have them both in the studio as they've both been on the show before. Okay, good morning.
Good morning, Rosie. Thank you for having us back.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, Maddie, we're coming to you first. Paddle for Puppies.
Yes.
Talk to me about what this event is.
Paddle for Puppies is an annual fundraiser that Austin Subaru puts on in partnership with Rowing Dock, and it's a fundraiser with that the proceeds from it go directly to our Parvo ICU.
Okay, pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit, Alini, if you don't mind, about some of the activities we can expect on Paddle for Puppies Day.
It's the 15th anniversary, so it's a little bit more special. We're trying to bring out some things we've never done before. There may or may not be a DJ on the water for all the participants. It's going to be really fun, and I can't wait for it. It's on August 9th. From 6:45 to 10 a.m. at the Rowing Dock.
Okay, so talk to me about the people who would be involved in an event like this. Literally, can I show up and paddle with my dog?
Yes, so you can go to paddleforpuppies.com. That's where you can register, and you can have a choice from a single or double kayak, a canoe, a paddleboard, and you'll get one of these shirts. These are the annual shirts that you get, and it's anyone can come out. There's no discrimination here. Anyone can come.
We want to see people on the water on behalf of APA.
Correct.
Okay, cool stuff. So you did mention a little bit about where the money goes. Tell me just a little bit more about that, Maddie, if you wouldn't mind.
So all the proceeds go to our Parvo Puppy ICU, which is where Lark here is from. Our Parvo Puppy ICU is a really great program. It saved over 10,000 puppies since 2009. Last year alone, it saved 659. If you're not familiar with parvovirus, what it is it's a very contagious and deadly virus that puppies can get, of course, or any under-vaccinated dogs. And it's unfortunately something that a lot of shelters have to euthanize for. But the good news is it is treatable, and our Parvo ward does just that. We have a 90% success rate.
A 90% success rate, that's huge.
Yeah.
And I think it speaks to the quality of care available at APA. You guys use and have a lot of resources to help dogs and cats.
Yes, we do, but things like fundraisers, like this fundraiser is a huge, huge thing for our Parvo ICU because it's not cheap and we are a nonprofit, so.
Yeah, 100%.
Incredible organization.
Bring your money. It will always go to a good place when we're talking about Austin Pets Alive. Mm-hmm. And since we're talking a little bit about the Parvo survivor that you've got with you right now, tell me a little bit about Lark.
Yeah, this is Lark. She's 2 months old. She actually just tested negative from Parvo yesterday.
Yay!
So
I'm
she's
so
still sleeping.
excited.
She's still recovering, but she's doing great. And she is ready for her forever home, so she is available for adoption.
Well, and with Parvo, remind me, you have to keep dogs a little bit more low-key. We don't want them jumping around. We don't want them getting too excited.
Now that she's negative, she's fine.
She's okay.
Yeah. She might be a little extra tired because her body did go through a lot, but she's totally fine now. You can't get it again. So she's pretty much just a normal, healthy puppy.
Well, look at her laying in your arms. She looks just so sweet. And
She's
we think
sweet.
she might have a little healer possibly in
Possibly.
her.
We don't know for sure, but that was our guess. Or maybe some pointer, some border collie.
She's got some long legs.
Long legs. Maybe
Long
some
leggies.
Catahoula.
So she might grow into a tall girly.
I think so. She's got those nice long legs.
But any of those breeds would be really sharp, smart breeds
She's
to
very
bring
smart.
home.
Very smart, very cuddly. Just does this a lot.
Oh, which is wonderful. Okay, so if we're looking for a perfect home for Lark, what would you say?
She's a puppy, so really she could go into any home. She does great with dogs and people. I don't know if she's met a cat, but I'm sure she could. She's very, very smart. Probably maybe an active family, but she also just loves to cuddle. So really, I think anyone who's ready for some puppy behavior is a great home for her.
And I'm glad that you brought that up, puppy behavior, because there is a little bit of training
There
involved
is.
once we hit that 2-month mark,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Puppies are mouthy, they have sharp teeth. They don't know anything. They're like babies. They need to be potty trained. She doesn't know sit or anything yet. But she's picking up on stuff really quick. She's already kind of starting to show signs of knowing to go potty outside. But yeah, puppies are definitely a lot of work. It's a big change, but they're a lot of fun. They're really cute, and she's a really, really good puppy.
But on the malleable side, like, this is a dog that will get to know your home intimately
Exactly.
and can grow with you.
Exactly.
So there are some benefits to having puppies in the
For
house.
sure. If you
as
have
well.
like kids around the house, if you have cats, they'll get to know your lifestyle really well and kind of mesh into whatever home they get in.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Paddle for Puppies, I want to make sure that we get as many people signed up as possible. So,
Yes.
Alini, you touched on this a little bit. Can we go
Yes.
back to that?
100%, yeah. So Paddle for Puppies is an annual event benefiting Parvo puppies. And it's extremely important, not only for us as Austin Subaru, who gives back to the community, but for the community to come together, because organizations like APA rely heavily on the community and other businesses to help support the cause. And we're just very proud to do this for 15 years and hopefully another 15 more, and maybe make that success rate 100% one day.
I love the sound of that. And Subaru specifically with dogs, you guys are in love.
Yes, and Austin Pets Alive has been a partner of ours for years. They're actually our Subaru Loves Pets partner this year. So we love giving back to them. We love giving back to the community, and anything that we can do to help a little face like that, we'll do.
I know, it's not hard, is it?
It's not hard at all.
When you see a sweet little face like that. Okay, we'll leave it there, guys. Thank you both so much for your time.
Of course,
we really
thank you.
appreciate it. Okay, for more information on this event, guys, visit paddleforpuppies.com and sign up today. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by CRS Marble and Granite. If you're looking to put natural stone, porcelain, or quartz in your home, CRS Marble and Granite wants to make sure you find the right fit. Zachary Cortez is here with some tips for us today. My very first question for you, Zach, is what makes CRS Marble and Granite different than other countertop suppliers?
So here at CRS, we kind of handhold the client to choose the material that they're interested in. We give them the pros and cons of everything and kind of make it an easier process so it's not so stressful.
Well, and I know you guys are expanding at this time, so it's more important than ever that you guys are one-on-one with clients. But that's
yes.
really important to you.
Yes, definitely, yeah, because it can be an overwhelming experience when you first walk into a showroom. So.
Well, and I'll say the showroom is absolutely gorgeous, even just what we're standing in front of here. What am I looking at?
So this is a quartzite called Cristallo, and it's one that you can backlight. People have done for countertops, you know, bar areas, so it's a really unique stone.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Okay. How is the inventory in your warehouse sourced?
So everything is sourced from all over the world. Our owners go out to the quarries and get to select the blocks that they bring back for us to sell to clients.
All right, let's talk about how many countertop options there are out there today. As you said, it can be a touch overwhelming if you don't have the right help. How do clients know what material is right for them?
So we kind of ask them questions as we're walking. We kind of see what they're kind of gravitating towards, very low maintenance options such as quartz, or if they're wanting something a little more unique and timeless, to do natural stone. So it just depends on the project, and as we're walking with the clients, we kind of get an idea of what they will like.
What's trending right now in design?
So right now, neutrals and warm tones have been very popular for the last couple of years. I know a couple years ago it was whites and grays that kind of went out of style. It'll come back eventually, but right now the neutrals and warm tones. One of the most popular stones is Taj Mahal. It's a quartzite, and that one is a very highly sought after material. That one that is just durability-wise, it works, and it's timeless and elegant in design, so you can't go wrong.
Well, we've talked about natural stone, we've talked about quartz. What would be a situation where someone might want porcelain?
So porcelain is another option. It's been fairly recently more popular over the last couple of years. People like to do it for fireplace surrounds, backsplash shower surrounds, but it also can be used as a countertop.
Do people need an appointment to come in?
So that's a good thing. No appointment necessary. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturdays, 9 to 2, and then we're in North Austin, 2301 Scarborough Drive, Suite 360. People can just walk in anytime.
You guys do great work here. I'm so appreciative. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Stop by the showroom Monday through Saturday to see what stone fits your needs and see everything they have to offer at crsgranitetexas.com. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by CRS Marble and Granite. Austin-based psychologist Dr. Andrea Zettes is here to talk to us about Disability Pride Month. She's been in private practice for over 20 years working with kids and adults, and she's the author of a children's book about a boy with polio, her dad, Charlie's Friendship Garden. It's a very cool story, and I'm so glad we're taking a moment to discuss this important topic. So Dr. Andrea, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Okay, what's the significance of Disability Pride Month?
So every July we celebrate the signing of the American with Disabilities Act, which was July 26, 1990. And we also want to honor and recognize individuals with disabilities or different abilities. And so what that act provided for was accommodations for transportation, any kind of public location, schools, employment, as well as for transportation and communication tools.
And I think in my mind, 1990 doesn't seem all that far ago.
No.
We should have done something sooner.
Right. Yeah, it's hard to believe because I was just thinking about, this book is written about my father who had polio, and that was in the late 1920s, early 1930s. And so for somebody like my dad, there were no accommodations in schools for him or public places. So I just find that really interesting. It's a relatively new law, actually.
Yeah, but how far we've come now that we have things in place that can help other people. And so I want to ask about what the ADA actually is. I think a lot of us see the signage or know the acronym, but don't have a whole lot of an idea of like what they actually provide for people who have different abilities or disabilities.
Right. So the ADA requires that buildings have, say, elevators or ramps for people who are in wheelchairs or have difficulty with physical disabilities. And then there are also like communication tools. So for, say, children in schools, there are communication devices that help them, certain types of iPads where they can point and it speaks for them. And so Titles 2 and 3 of the law are specifically about children's accommodations in schools, public and private. And so those require those communication tools, accommodations in the classroom to accommodate for the physical needs or cognitive needs. And so, that's what it's providing for. So.
Which is wonderful. What does that look like in practice when you're maybe interacting with kids or adults? Talk to me about how you see them.
Mm-hmm. So in practice, again, if we're going to focus on like children in schools, I've been working with kids on the autism spectrum for many years, and so what that looks like is they are required to be placed in what's called the least restrictive environment. And so that means we don't want kids with differences to be in a special education classroom all day. We want them to be in a mainstream classroom with their neurotypical kids, and so that they can learn from each other. So
and that's been a relatively
really
new
important.
development.
Somewhat. I mean, it was required in 1990 when the law was signed, that there's a least restrictive environment. And then those kids also will get, like a teacher will pull them out of the classroom for individualized or small group instruction for specific subjects that they need additional assistance with, or they will have an aide in the classroom if they need like behavioral support.
What about for adults? I mean, it's hard to be out here in the working world and to have your needs accommodated. Is there anything that you see necessarily that you haven't mentioned yet that you want to touch on?
For adults?
Yeah.
Well, so interestingly in the schools, it is required also for parents and staff to have access to those same accommodations. If a parent or a staff member has a disability, then they, by law, the school needs to provide those accommodations for them.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And let's talk about learning disabilities or mental health concerns. Those aren't necessarily what I would think of as clear-cut ADA terms, but I'm guessing they still deserve accommodation.
Absolutely. So there are disabilities you can see and disabilities you can't see. So for autism, for example, or for a physical disability, that falls under what's called an individualized education plan, or IEP. And that's when the students, parents, and the teachers and administration get together and they come up with a plan of how they're going to provide these accommodations and modifications to the curriculum. For kids who have anxiety or depression, for example, those are the unseen things, or a learning disability. Those fall under a section of the law called 504. And so a 504 is a type of IEP, but it's where it's called other health impaired. And so those children are given accommodations such as additional time to take their tests, sometimes for homework and schoolwork, And then they are provided with like a small group or individual testing location, so that they will have fewer distractions. Kids with dysgraphia, for example, are allowed to use a keyboard in most situations for, say, taking notes during the class or for taking a test.
Okay. And then just in our last 15 seconds, anything else parents should know about the ADA?
Well, the main thing is that if you think that your child has a disability or they have already been diagnosed, then you need to contact the special education coordinator at the school and set up a meeting as soon as possible. Like I would say, they're going to the classrooms next week, well before school starts. Get in contact with them, get on the book so that your child can start out with the accommodations and modifications that they would need.
Really good point, because here we are at the edge of another
I
school
know,
year.
already.
Okay, Dr. Andre, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, go to AndreaZeddies.com where you can learn more about Dr. Andrea's offerings. Also, check out this web story online, Studio512TV.com, to see a list of available resources for families. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Texas State Technical College. Texas State Technical College offers advanced manufacturing programs like automation and robotics, industrial maintenance, and semiconductor technology. Kelly Koch is here to tell us more about them. And Kelly, how is TSTC adapting its programs to ensure local students are ready for these advanced incoming jobs?
Sure. Thank you, Rosie, for having us. So the reason Texas State Technical College was created, our mission is very simple: to put Texans into great paying jobs. We were actually created by the Texas legislature in 1965 to meet the technological needs of Texas at that time. And that's what we do today. We work with industry to meet the technology, the skilled jobs that are needed in today's workforce.
Okay, and you recently broke ground on a $47 million manufacturing technology center. What will this expansion mean for the campus's capacity, and how critical is semiconductor training to the future of the Central Texas workforce?
Yes, so it's going to be our manufacturing technology center, and it's going to be over 70,000 square feet. And it's going to house our industrial maintenance program that we already have, but starting in the fall, we're going to be also offering our semiconductor technology program and also our automation and robotics. Now, our new building, which we're super excited about, will not be ready until spring of 27. And this is due to all of the semiconductor industry coming to Central Texas, because again, at the end of the day, TSTC, we meet industry needs through workforce development.
How do you accommodate non-traditional students or adult learners who need to balance class with family?
Sure. Absolutely. The majority of our population is traditional students, but being an adult educator, we also have a place for our adult learners to upskill and reskill. And they can do that in numerous ways. In addition to offering day classes, we also offer evening classes if they need to work during the day. We want to make sure that our students are successful when we place them in industry, and we're going to support our students in any way we can to ensure they get that certification or that degree.
So for parents and high school students in Central Texas who want to get a head start on a lucrative career without major debt, what pathways or dual credit opportunities do you guys offer right now?
We have dual credit pathways where students can actually start in high school and they can graduate or with a certification with that program that we're partnering with them. It can be not only in advanced manufacturing, but we also have HVAC, precision machining technology. Please go to our website at tstc.edu to get more information on that.
Really fascinating stuff today, Kelly. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Rosie.
Learn more at tstc.edu. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Texas State Technical College. Welcome back, everyone. The Bullitt Museum's brand new exhibit highlights numerous festivals across the state. Here with more on what we can expect is Senior Curator Catherine Siefker. Catherine, good morning.
Good morning.
This is lovely. I like that we're doing Texas festivals. Tell me about the exhibit.
Oh gosh, so it's called Texas Festivals, Creating a Community Through Celebration. And the exhibit explores 27 festivals in Texas, and it looks at what a festival is, how it reflects a community or what it celebrates in a community, and then how that festival creates the idea of community or the concept of community.
I know, for example, there was like the Luling watermelon thump,
Yes, yes.
which is kind of a funny thing to say, but that's, for example, in our viewing area. You guys had to whittle this down because there are so many festivals in Texas.
Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, too many to count. We had a panel of advisors who are all travel writers who kind of got us started on our whittling process, and then we also told our staff, go spend your weekends at every festival you can go to, report back, tell us what you think. And so
What a
with
fun
all of
exercise.
with all that information, we narrowed it down to 27 festivals that look at things like agriculture or natural resources, cultural identity, or arts, and those were the festivals that we kind of honed in on.
Gotcha. Okay, and you have 3 main sections now for people to enjoy this festival exhibit. Can you tell me about that?
Yes, so they answer 3 questions. What is a festival? So we define a festival as something that normally has a parade, a royal court, food that's themed to the topic, competitions that are themed to the topic, and live entertainment. And so using that, we kind of narrowed down and selected the festivals. And then what do festivals celebrate? So normally they tell you about what's the main agricultural crop in a town. So watermelons, strawberries, peaches.
Corn.
Or what is the major cultural group? So is it Czech, or is it Windish, or is it German? There's the Art Car Parade in Houston, or the Children's Art and Literature Festival in Abilene. And so those are more focused on the arts community. And then also natural resources. So we have Sand Fest from Port Aransas, where the sand is used to make these sculptures.
You've
It's
got the
unlike
sand there.
sand anywhere in the rest of the world. Apparently, it's the best sand for sculptures, is what they tell us. So the idea of a natural resource, poppies, of course, from Georgetown. What are some of the other natural resources?
So it's not just things we can eat. It
is not, no.
that we might just
you
find
shouldn't eat the sand.
find on the ground. Okay. How'd you collect the artifacts that you have on display for, all these different festivals?
Right. So we met with each festival, with whoever plans the festival, is a representative of the festival, and we asked them, what do you have that you think best represents your story?
When I think of the Elgin Hogeye Festival, there's that huge pig that
We
they
have
have. You have it.
We have it.
Wears pearls and all sorts.
She does. She wears pearls. She has a crown. She has big eyelashes. Priscilla is her name. But yes, they said this is what represents us the best. So they lent us Priscilla.
Oh, that's amazing.
So yes, exactly that kind of thing. So that's how we found all the artifacts that we have on display. Everything from Priscilla the Pig to an art car celebrating Stevie Ray Vaughan for the Houston Art Car Parade. We have a bunch of gowns from different royal courts festivals.
That would be my favorite part.
They're beautiful. They're so intricate. And then they have these huge trains that are hanging on the back wall because they're so big. We have a lot of mascots from different festivals. So like the Onion Festival in Weslaco has this farmer with a giant onion head. We have one from the Timber Festival or the Forest Festival that's out in Lufkin, their mascot. So it's an eclectic mix of artifacts. It's really fun.
And truly Texas.
It's very Texan. It's very diverse. It's just bigger than life. I mean, you've seen Priscilla, and it's just a really fun show that brings together kind of the best of what Texas has to offer.
Because it would be hard to get to 27 of these by yourself. So
it would be hard, but you can come. It's also too hot to go to festivals right now.
Good
And none
point.
of the festivals that we have on display are in the months of July and August. Like there were some in June, and then festival season will kick off again in September. But right now,
too hot.
it's too hot here.
But it is very cool inside the Bob
It
Bullitt
is
Museum.
Perfect. 72 degrees at all times at the Bullitt Museum. So yeah, you can come and you can kind of do some festival shopping. So explore the festivals, learn which ones you want to go to,
little
make
bit
your travel
interactive.
list. It
Yeah.
is interactive. There are there's a food truck for the little kids to play in that has festival themed foods. There is a giant, again, larger than life keyboard where you can enter your favorite festival. So if you don't see your festival in the 27 that are there, maybe you love the Mosquito Festival, which is a real thing.
That's horrible.
You can type in Mosquito Fest into the giant keyboard and it'll create a word cloud so that over time we see what some of the most popular festivals are in the
And
state.
you get an idea of the next round of festivals that you can maybe cover. Okay,
Yeah.
just wanted to know how long the exhibit's running.
It runs through September 27th.
Okay, and then there are free days real quickly, right?
We do have 2 free days coming up. August 2nd and September 6th. It's the first Sunday of every month. It's free at the Bullock.
All right, great opportunity to get out of the heat and enjoy the AC
Yes.
and some festivals along the way.
Absolutely.
All right, Catherine, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, for more information on the Texas Festivals exhibit that you heard about today at the Bullock Museum, visit thestoryoftexas.com. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Syntex Foundation Repair. If you're looking for the expertise of a company that's been in Central Texas for over 30 years, you're in luck. Mike Hanahan, sales manager with Syntex Foundation Repair, is here to share tips for homeowners. So Mike, what are the most common signs that a Central Texas homeowner might have a foundation problem?
When you start seeing doors and windows, doors don't close correctly, windows don't open and close. If you have a brick house on the outside, there's either going to be stair stepping in the brick, or you'll see they put a cold joint in there. You'll start to see that separate, or cracks in your slab. Some of the other things, sheetrock cracks, as well as sometimes your house starts to tilt and you won't even notice it, but the doors ghost open or close.
What makes Central Texas soils so challenging for foundations? This I'm really interested in.
Central Texas soils are super expansive. So when it rains, it's like a sponge in the sink. When it rains or when you get it wet, it expands, and when it dries, it shrinks. And it's basically what the soil underneath your house is doing. But that up and down movement season over season just gets worse and worse and worse.
Syntex has been around for over 30 years. What sets y'all apart?
We were started back in 1992 by a guy by the name of Ben Cooper. He ran it for until he passed away, and then he sold the company to 3 of the guys that worked for him. And we still run it as a family business. We do offer a lifetime warranty, and the warranty is for the lifetime of the structure.
How does a typical foundation repair project work? Basically, what can a homeowner expect?
So we start with, when you give us a call, we dispatch a field technician to come out. I did bring my zip level. We use these, they're to measure, it's basically like an altimeter. So we find a starting point and we measure looking for deviations. We just go after the areas that need work right now. So, you know, some companies will come in and they'll tell you put piers all the way around the house and inside, and it's very disruptive. You know, if the house is out of tolerance, we will pier those areas that need to be fixed right now, because the rest of the house may not ever move.
What's one piece of advice you'd give a homeowner who thinks they might have a foundation issue?
I would say give us a call. You know, we provide free estimates. It's better to get it checked out, have that peace of mind knowing that there's nothing wrong with the house, than it is to let it go, because the longer you wait, the more it's going to cost you.
Mike, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Visit WeLevelIt.com or call the number on your screen to schedule a free inspection. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Syntex Foundation Repair. It's not too late to plan an incredible late summer, or dare I say it, early fall getaway. Kristen Finan with Austin Travels Magazine is here with tips on how to enjoy a close cousin of Austin, Nashville, Tennessee. Good morning.
Good morning.
I think of us as sister cities. I don't think we officially have that designation, but I feel like Nashville is so close to Austin in so many ways.
I think that is so true, and I've kind of fallen in love with it in recent years. I went and I had never been before, and I just am so impressed with it for so many reasons. The food's amazing, the music is amazing, and you hear about it a lot as like, a bachelorette destination or something,
Yes.
but I go with my family and it's an amazing family destination too.
Oh, well, I'm happy to hear that. Okay, what's the best way to get there?
This is
It
another
does seem
thing.
kind of far.
Well, what I love, my kind of threshold for a driving trip is like 12 hours probably. So
Okay.
you can get there in 11 to 12 hours. So if you wanted to like pack up the car or see some other destinations along the way, if you have time for like a broader road trip, you can totally do that. But there's also a ton of direct flights. And that's what I loved. Like our flight this time, we were just there last week, and it's an hour and a half, and there's a lot of morning flights. So you even get to kind of save that first travel day, which a lot of time ends up being, kind of a wash. This time we spent the full day. It was a super robust day, and we flew in. We're there by like 10 a.m.
Which is amazing. Yeah. Hour and a half, not bad. I feel like my travel threshold for an airplane is about 3 hours.
Yes.
Anything over that, I start to get a little itchy.
Yeah, which is good. I mean, from here, that's New York or LA, but this is perfect. I mean, you blink and you're in Nashville.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay, the big ones: Country Music Hall of Fame, Music City Walk of Fame.
Yes, so this was the first thing we did. And we didn't even have a tight itinerary. We just wanted to go spend some time in Nashville, my 14-year-old and I. And so we went and, got in early. We were sitting at lunch, and she saw on Instagram that Thomas Rhett, who's a country artist we really like, was unveiling his star at the Walk of Fame.
Well, that's exciting.
And it was at 1:00 that day. So we just hopped in the car and we got there. And these events, it's like the LA, Walk of Fame, the Hollywood one, but you just go and it's open to the public, it's free. And we just stepped up and we got to see, his speech. He had an opener that was another famous musical artist, Jordan Davis. His whole family was there. She got
I
a
like
selfie
Jordan
with
Davis.
him. I love
Davis.
him.
I like
know.
Thomas Rhett.
We were like, what are we doing now? She just took a selfie with Thomas Rhett. We just saw Jordan Davis, and we only got here 2 hours ago,
Wow.
And so it was a really amazing experience, and they have that all the time, and it's right across the street from the Country Music Hall of Fame, which is also something I'm totally obsessed with, because if you love music, or even if you love history, it has everything. You walk in and you're seeing Elvis's Cadillac, you're seeing Taylor Swift's headdress from, her new music video, and there's a huge Dolly Parton exhibit right now, which we were so excited about. And you're just learning so much, but you could spend hours and not even see everything.
Well, I was going to say, and Dolly's had such a long career that, to even see one of her wigs from back in the day would be absolutely amazing.
Outfits. You would die over the outfits.
I love it. Okay, what about Broadway?
Okay, this is a funny one, right? Because Broadway is known as kind of like the 6th Street of Nashville, and you think of it more adult maybe. And so I was like, how's this going to be going with my 14-year-old? But it's actually super family friendly. And what was really fun for us as both country music lovers is that all these different artists have bars there. So like Post Malone has one, Blake Shelton, Miranda Lambert. And so it's super family friendly until about 7 or 8. And then they usually go into where it's adults only. But they all have like restaurants, amazing food, and live music all day. So they'll have like a band play for 4 hours, then another one come in for 4 hours, then another one. And they're all mostly playing cover bands. So you can go in and you're just suddenly you're singing along and you're, having a delicious lunch. And we kind of bar hopped weirdly, but we got
Not consuming alcohol
not
along the
consuming
way.
alcohol, but there was a lot of kids there. There were a lot of families, and it was really fun to see the way they infused the different personalities of these musical artists into their establishments. We had a blast.
Wow, I'm really happy to hear that.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Especially that it's got such a family element.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a little bit different. Okay, it makes some sense to see live music while you're in Nashville. It sounds like you accidentally got to see a lot of live
We did,
music.
we did.
But do you have any tips on concerts?
Yes, absolutely. So we did go there for the Thomas Rhett show, which was the night after he did his unveiling of the star. And that was really fun. And that was, they get a lot of the big concerts. But what I also love is because so many people live there, you never know who's going to pop up somewhere else. So they've got Bluebird Cafe, Ryman, the Grand Ole Opry, and all of those. If you see a show there, somebody really spectacular might just, accidentally come on stage or surprise you on stage. And so we love all of those venues, especially Bluebird Cafe because it's so iconic there.
Okay, so it's a possibility just walking around that you could trip into something really amazing.
Yeah, and that's kind of how we felt. And that's why I do think it's really magical there. The same way we kind of accidentally met Thomas Rhett, a lot of the shows there, there's guest stars all the time that are just like, oh, I live here, I'll just pop in and just, you know, show up on stage for a song.
Talk to me about non-country music lovers.
I mean, I think, yeah, because we are very in the weeds with that.
And I would be on board with you,
Yes.
but the truth is there are people out there who don't necessarily want to be inundated with it.
That is so true. And that's another part that I really love. Like, there's amazing shopping districts there. It is world renowned for its food, so incredible restaurants, and just all kinds of beautiful museums and culture in addition to the country.
I like that. Okay. Anything in particular on your radar right now besides Nashville?
I mean, after that, we did the Smoky Mountains that are also in Tennessee, and you know, I'm really into the national parks. So I think now some more outdoorsy time after being in the big city is kind of what I'm looking for.
Oh, looking forward to it. And I know that we can always stay updated with you. Tell us a little bit about how.
Yes, we are austintravels.com, and we are working on our fall issue right now. I hate to say it, I don't want to talk about it, but we will have all the fall fun, all the festivals, all the leaf peeping details coming out soon.
Before too long. Okay, Kristen, thank you. All right, for more travel tips from Kristen, check out austintravels.com or follow along on social media at Austin Travels Mag. We have a lot of fun here on Studio 512. If you missed any of our great segments, be sure to check out our website where we like to post the fun things we do. Our feed covers content like arts and entertainment, food and drink, fashion and beauty, home and garden, stuff for kids and pets, as well as information from area experts. In addition, you can check out web-exclusive content that you can only find on Studio512TV.com. We also love to post behind-the-scenes funny moments, outfit inspirations, and more on social media. Find us by searching for Studio 512 on your favorite platform. You don't want to miss a single post. Be sure to follow us, check out our website, and watch us every weekday at 11 a.m. right here on CW Austin. Content segments during Studio 512 were paid for by CRS Marble and Granite, Texas State Technical College, and Syntex Foundation Repair.